Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say.
Okay. Technology today. Hello, Bonjour and Bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I am Dr. Riel Ngunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to drop in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to gain from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on how to rise to greater heights. How to rise to greater heights. So in Washington, D.C., we have Jessica Mullins, and she's going to be sharing on walk in freedom. And then in Texas, we have Valerie Maxim Davidson, and she's going to share on midlife reinvention. And then in Pennsylvania, we have Kitsy Higgins, and Kitsy is going to share on stop dimming yourself. So at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. You can go ahead, Jessica.
Yeah, good morning or afternoon, wherever you might be. So thankful and grateful to be here and looking forward to sharing with you. Just a random factoid I thought I would throw out. It's something fun of when I graduated high school and the economy was terrible, trying to go for, a job wasn't happening. I went and did my pilot's license and worked as an au pair for a family. So we'll get into heavier stuff later on, but something fun to kick off the morning with. So very grateful to be with you guys this morning. And thank you, Dr. Rial, for having us all join.
Oh, wow. It's an honor to have you, Jessica. And wow, I didn't know that. You see? It's good that you had to share some fun facts about you. Wow, it's an honor to have you. And I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. You can go ahead, Valerie, and please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Valerie Maxim. I'm from the Houston, Texas area. And I was trying to think of a fun fact about myself, but when I divorced for the second time at about 44 years old, I had literally zero confidence. And that was a time for me to start reinventing myself. And I went out and did something that I wanted to do in my teen years, thinking I was way too old, and I did bodybuilding competitions. And that was my therapy. I have to look, it was either 7 or 8 years. And that's a whole nother story there. I did place first many times. So it was just a great time, and I learned a lot about myself during that experience.
Oh, wow, wow. We keep on learning. Wow. I'm looking forward to hear more of your message, Valerie, and thank you for being with us today. And thank you for saying yes. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
thank you
hear
for
your
having me.
message. Yes. You can go ahead, kids, and please introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Kitsy Higgins, and I help women create a life that they're obsessed about or that they love. I do that by allowing them to heal their past, to release those beliefs that are just holding them back and not really helping them really be authentic and to create the life that they want. And then I help them shift mindsets to get into alignment with what they do want And then from there, we get just clear and, create that strategy to create that life that they're dying on and, just so wanting to create. A lot of it is a lot of the work that I'm doing is helping women gain confidence. For me, I'm over the size of 20, size of 16. And so much of my life, I was taught like, only gorgeous model women have to have that. And now I'm starting to realize, no, we all deserve confidence. And when we have that confidence, and we can create anything.
Oh, wow. We all deserve confidence. Yes. When we have that
Mhm.
confidence, we can do anything in this world. There is no challenge that is too big or too small. We can do it. Well, it's an honor to have you, Kitty. And yes, I am also looking forward to hear more of your message. So, Jessica, I have a question for you. I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I don't know where your billboard is going to be because you've been all over the world. But if you happen to have your own billboard, what will your billboard say?
Yeah, this is a fun question, and I'll give it away to the audience that you had given us the question earlier in the week, and I've been thinking, and I was like, I don't know, that's a really good question. So the thing I landed on is something like go to the mountains, get fresh air. Some simple message of really just enjoying fresh air and nature, because for me that is a major place of connecting, rejuvenating, and for me, connecting to God and having those things reinvigorated in my life and my mind. So something like get into the mountains, breathe fresh air would be my billboard.
I love it. I love it. Like, just go to the mountains and disconnect with the world around you and reconnect with your creator. I just love it. I love it because sometimes when we take advantage, we take, how do you say? How, it's going to come back, but mental health, it should be a priority. We take care of our own mental health, we maintain a solid mental health by disconnecting to the world around us. Wow, I love it. I love it. How about you, Valerie? What will your billboard say? Maybe your billboard is already down there in the busy, busy highway in Texas. We don't know. What will it say?
Well, I had to think about this, and it would be very simple. It's part of my, what I do. And it would be, I would say, just do it scared,
Just do it
because I
scared.
think fear is what holds us back, especially as, midlife women, we're scared. And, even
Mm.
public speaking, doing the things we know we have in our heart. And I think it's a little scary for all of us when we put ourselves out there. But I would just say, do it scared because so many rewards will come by just putting yourself out there.
Wow, just do it scared. Just do it. Even if your voice is shaking, just do it scared.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do it. Don't ever give up on yourself. Fear can paralyze you. Fear can hold you back for years and years. Just do it
Yes.
scared. I love it. I love it. How about you, kids? What will your billboard say?
Mine would say it's time to reconnect with yourself. It's time to, so many of us have kind of like lost touch with our emotions. And so it's time to reconnect with yourself, learn about yourself, and gain the confidence that we all deserve to have.
It's time to connect with yourself. Yes, stop dimming yourself. I'm looking forward to hear that message. But yes, it's high time. Reconnect. If you've never connected or connect with yourself, it's high time. It's now or never. So go out there and just do that for yourself. Connect with yourself. So I believe my billboard will be the fourth billboard driving down the highway, and it's gonna say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. And it's definitely, definitely coming. So we're going to get started. We're flying all the way to Washington, D.C., where we have Jessica Mullins. Jessica has spent more than 2 decades navigating complexity, sometimes in war zones like Afghanistan, Sudan, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and sometimes in the quieter, equally challenging terrain of human transition. She's led large multicultural teams through crisis and change, and she holds an MBA and a master's in international development. And she has published research with the United Nations, having lived in 12 countries, five among the most dangerous in the world for women, and also traveled through more than 80. She's developed a steadiness in unfamiliar places and a knack for making sense of situations most people would rather avoid. Curious by nature and grounded by experience, Jessica has studied 6 languages, spent years exploring biblical frameworks for daily prophetic living, and brings both depth and humor into every room that she enters, whether that's through training, conversation, or simple being human alongside others. She's known for making complex ideas practical, leading with peace under pressure, and finding clarity without losing heart. So off stage, she's a create. She's a creative at heart, and she plays multiple instruments. She loves working with her hands. Wow, wow, and building businesses. Whether navigating big life shifts or the everyday chaos of a loud world, Jessica has a way of helping people feel both steadier and more alive, and reminding them that they are more capable than they think. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Jessica Newlands.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much. So it's fun to get to be with this group, and I'll actually start off with my message with a story. So I'll go ahead and jump into that. The place is set in Western Tanzania. The person, myself, along with a team of about 12 other Americans. The time, a couple of decades ago, we'll just say. The stated purpose, to share the love of God with people who had never heard the name of Jesus before. The additional but unstated purpose, personal character development. So we were about 3 weeks into a 4-week trip traveling and serving in very rural communities in Western Tanzania. And in this particular evening, I found myself trying to stay awake and sitting on the edge of the bed, not wanting to get my beautifully assigned mattress and sheets dirty from any of the grime that I carried from the past 10 days of travel in the Land Cruisers up and down the road, as well as back and forth on the open boat on Lake Tanganyika. At this point, my hair definitely didn't need the hair tie that was in it because it was so dirty, my hair stuck to itself, matted on the top of my head. And as I waited for my turn in the showers, I looked admiringly down on what might have been a beautiful tan on my typically very white arms, but I knew was actually just the red dirt being caked onto my arms through the power of my own sweat, the sticking power from my own sweat. I was enjoying the smell of the food being cooked in the other room by our hosts. Even though I had no idea what was coming, I was hopeful that it was something a little bit more desirable to my personal palate than the typical rice and beans that our group had been eating for the recent days. In those moments, I was yet unaware of the power of taking every thought captive in order to be assured of its truth and what I was allowing to seed in my mind and in my heart. But I became aware of my thoughts, wandering from my physical discomfort and exhaustion to the memories of the past week and what I had gotten to see and experience and to be a part of. And I was realizing that it was nothing less than amazing, awe-inspiring, and truly life-transforming. And as I pondered this, and then suddenly looked down at my very dirty feet and noticed the giant cockroach running across the floor, I realized that my temporary state of discomfort was absolutely nothing in comparison to the opportunity that I was being afforded to partner with this small group of individuals and to make a meaningful impact on the lives of other humans. And in so doing, was seeding the strength and gratitude and humility in myself as well. I found myself stepping into a new level of freedom as my conscious mind grabbed a hold of the idea that the temporary physical discomfort in those moments, which just before felt like bondage, was breaking off. And I realized it was worth the trade for a meaningful investment of time and energy in another person's life. I wasn't just having a revelation occurring, it was a choice. I was choosing what I valued in life and what was worthy of my attention and what was not going to be a controlling factor in my life. And I unwittingly created a lens for myself that I carry today. Comfort is not the highest rung on the ladder towards contentment. Self-preservation is not the ultimate goal in self-actualization. And personal and lasting freedom doesn't come from blindly following cultural ideals or submitting to others' stated or unstated expectations of us. In our Western world, the idea of comfort and living freely are really held in high esteem, but our motivation to avoid discomfort often leads to a trade-off of our true freedom. How many lives have been given in the name of freedom? And I don't just mean in the physical, but keeping in mind a famous traveling preacher named Apostle Paul and what he wrote in the book of Galatians in the Bible, that it was for freedom that Christ has set us free, referring to the sacrificial death of Jesus Christ and his conquering resurrection. Are you living free? Do you wake up in gratitude, alive and exuberant to discover and live out the purposes and the designs of things that are intended for you on this earth? Or do you find that your day is a list of must-dos and that you hope to finish it before your energy runs out so that you can disconnect and watch a TV show? There's actually more. There is hope. There is freedom for each and every person. And it's not a gimmick that just when you think you're going to get it, it gets and runs away. But neither is it like an energy drink that we can just pick up at any convenience store, take a gulp, and feel the surge. So since that pivotal moment in Tanzania for me, I've lived through some very uncomfortable environments and situations. The dirt and the grime, yes, but weightier things that take more than a shower to recover from, such as abuse and grief. And it has taken and continues to take intentionality of choice to step out each time, to not let fear of the unknown or the risk of discomfort deter me from doing what I know that I've been intended to do. So what about you? What are you believing about who you are and what's really worth your time, energy, and prioritization? What's delaying your unique, powerful contribution to the world around you? Do you need to step into some discomfort, face the unknown, or swap out a certain lens or mindset? As I continue my own journey, I'd love to journey with you as well. I love supporting and advocating for others on this journey together for fullness of life and spending our days on truly lasting and meaningful activities. So whether that's working together with you one-on-one towards steps of greater freedom and purpose, or engaging in trainings with your company or your ministry, or simply connecting via LinkedIn, email, or content that I'm sharing on TikTok, any of it, whatever, wherever we connect, I'd love to hear from you. Have all my contact information is in the show notes. And when you reach out, definitely let me know that you were in this podcast so I can offer that friends and family discount. But wherever it is and whenever it is, I look forward to connecting and would be privileged and truly honored to journey together with you. So thank you.
Wow, Jessica, just drop the mic. You've shared the nuggets on living free from fear because your freedom is just a state of mind, really. If your mindset is locked, you are in prison of yourself, you're gonna be in prison for the rest of your life. But if you just tell yourself, you know what, I live in a free world, I am free, I will walk in freedom because I've been delivered free from fear, free from whatsoever can hold me back, because freedom is a state of mind. And yes, you can walk in freedom because there is freedom for everyone, like you have shared with us. Thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. And by the way, Tanzania is in my bucket list. I'll have to check it off soon because you've been there now. You're pushing me to get there. Yesterday, as we were talking, you shared about Madagascar. I'm like, okay, Madagascar, I'll have to check it out. So now it's Tanzania. I'll have to check them out. Thank you so much, Jessica, for
You're welcome, of
for sharing
course.
your message. Thank you. So now from Washington, D.C. to Texas, where we have Valerie Maxim Davidson. Today's guest is Valerie Maxim Davidson. She's a transformational life coach, Amazon best-selling author, a public speaker, and creator of the Becoming Her program. So Valerie specializes in helping women, especially in midlife, heal emotional wounds, break limiting patterns, and intentionally create the next chapter of their lives. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Valerie Maxim Davidson.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me. Yes, I'm just going to kind of talk about my story. I woke up midlife. I was 44 and kind of remember looking in the mirror and like, how did I get here? Like, looking back on my childhood dreams and the things that I thought I was going to be married to one person and live this happily ever after life and travel the world and, all of these things that I thought I wanted for myself. And I was like, wow, how did I get here? And, there's a thing, I do have my program called Becoming Her, and I'm all about becoming the best version of yourself. And in my story, you can connect the dots backwards. It's kind of hard to know going forward, but it's really easy looking backwards on connecting the dots. And one of the basic little things that I realized was, at 12 years old, I did have something very traumatic happen in my life, and that was watching my dad pass away, and die. And we really didn't talk about it the next day. It was kind of one of those things that happened, and, life moves on. Life was different back then. I'm almost 55 years old, so it was, many years ago. And I subconsciously, looking back, I learned that when hard things happen and you can't regulate that nervous system and connect the pieces, you put it under the rug because you have to learn how to keep moving forward and how to be strong. And that became a pattern in my life. That became a pattern in relationships. That became a pattern when things got hard. That became a pattern of me running from things that, maybe I was called to do. And I showed up a very different way in life. I would go to networking meetings and be the one that sat in the back, got all the information, didn't connect because I didn't feel like I belonged. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like, all those things. When you're broken, you see life from a different way. And I just thought those women don't want to connect with me. And I had walls up. I had walls so high that I had walls around walls, around walls. And, you hear people so proud of the walls they put up. And I have to say, looking back, that was the worst thing that I could have done because I look back and I'm like, how much did I push out? Our energy shows up when we do put walls up. Other people feel it, maybe in a way of like, okay, she's snobby or she's too good for us, or, and it may not even be the truth, but that's how they perceive it. So I lived this life with walls up. And I realized on my journey, if I wanted to, and I didn't know this at the time. So again, I'm connecting the dots backwards. But as I went on my healing journey at 44 years old, second divorce, was always a stay-at-home mom, like, oh wow, this is a lot harder than I thought. Um, on that journey, when I did the bodybuilding contest, the bodybuilding that I did, that was my therapy. That was the only reason I did it. I had major breakthroughs. And at 50 years old, I had a bodybuilding show and I was doing a photo shoot. And I drove past where my dad was buried, and something's like, you need to stop there. And I know it was God, but I'm arguing like it was pouring down rain in Texas here. One of those days that it's like pouring so hard you can't even hardly see the road. And you want me to stop today? This is not a good day, God. This is not going to be a good day. And I ended up going. There was a lot of reasons I didn't want to go. A lot of pride. Just a lot. And the second my tires hit the concrete of that property, buckets of tears. I mean, buckets. I'm not even a crying person. I mean, remember, I held all this stuff in. I stuffed it all in. So I was not a crier. I was like, okay, this is so like, and I feel like in my head, I kind of remembered when you went in, you went to the left and he was buried over there. Well, that's a long time ago, right? So in my head, I can't find it. So then all the feels start coming up. Oh my gosh, I'm such a terrible daughter. I don't even know, and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm not going to be able to find him. I'm going to have to call my mom. Like, I don't want her to know. Like, I don't, you have all of this pride and like, I don't want her to know that I'm here. And long story short, I had to call her and, she found my way there. But I'm going to speed this up here. So a lot happened there. But that was such a healing moment for me because we create patterns in our life on how we, um, like how we feel safe, how we show up, how we, because of that traumatic experience, I created survival patterns in my life that connected to all of the dysfunctions in my life, all of the things that all connected. And when I healed there, it was like everything unraveled going backwards. It was like the weight of the world came off. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Again, I'm on my healing journey, so I don't have anybody, sharing these things with me. But I learned that when you let the walls down and you let your heart heal, it's kind of simultaneously. You're like, okay, I'm going to intentionally let my walls down so my heart can heal. And I have a keynote speech that I like to talk on. It's called Unleashing Your Inner Superhero. God has gifts and talents inside all of us, and it's very sad when some people live a lifetime and they never are able to come out, come to fruition for the world to see. And I am just now turning 55 in March. This year, I have put my walls down, I have healed my heart, and I've told God, I will do the calling that you've had me to do. In my coaching business is called Do It Scared Coaching. I am my first client because I am getting out here sharing my message scared. I have a lot in my message. This is just a little piece of it. And so I just want to end here because I just have a few minutes here left, about a minute left. If you want to reach me, like she said, in the I guess the drop down here, you'll have all the information. I do want to start speaking at women's retreats. My heart is for women, really midlife women, 40s and up, that time in our life. I think I have a lot that I can share on there. And I do have my program called Becoming Her, because when you want to become something, you can become her, but there's that gap in the middle of how do I go from here to here? And, we break that down and talk about that. So, anyways, I do have one free offer. If you say you saw me on here, I do a 30-minute free um, consultation phone call, even if you don't want to work with me, but you just have me to, or if you do, it's just to kind of see what I can offer and where you're at in life. So, anyways, I will end with that. I just thank you so much, Riel, for having me on your podcast. It was wonderful to be here.
Wow, Valerie, wow, what a profound, much needed message. The midlife reinvention without starting over. You've shared that you will have to let our walls down and let our hearts heal. And you were your first client in that doing it scared. Doing
Yes.
it scared coaching, you are your first client because you've decided to reclaim your confidence and you've created a new chapter in your life by not allowing fear to hold you in bondage. Yes, you can get started as early as 40s, as 50s with Valerie. So go out there, kings and queens, and reach out to her if you just need this accountability partner. Thank you so much, Valerie, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so from Texas, we are going all the way to Pennsylvania, where we have Kitsy Higgins. Kitsy Higgins is a manifesting master and intuition expert who helps women create their dream life. So after witnessing the impact she was making locally with her business, she moved into online in 2017 to make a difference worldwide. So during that time, she experienced the life-altering transformation that allowed her to reclaim her authenticity, confidence, power, and authority. When she's not spending time with her two boys, traveling the globe, or recording digital courses, she's organizing her two events in Pittsburgh, the Three Rivers Psychic Fair and the Paris Affair. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Kitsy Higgins.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I wanted to share with you about dimming your light. And okay. And I recently had an interesting thing that just happened yesterday. Yesterday, I was on the phone with a dear friend, and I guess the best explanation was I was coaching her, being really present with her. And at that moment, while we were talking, she went and explained to me how that she doesn't want to do these things and want to step out that far with her business because of she has fear that her loved ones, like she does healing, she does like metaphysical things, and she said that she didn't want to be out that far because she has a fear that her family will start praying for her because she, just because they have a very different belief than she does. And I could really see that that was really, in that moment, I felt like she was really kind of like hiding herself, and she was really kind of really just dimming herself. You could just see that she was kind of collapsing rather than allowing herself to be and to shine. And I said to her in that moment, I said, well, who cares if they're doing that? Who cares if they are praying for you? Great. The more prayers, the better. The more energy, the more focus on you, the better. Let that be transmuted to better things. And in that moment, I said, well, why don't you go and say out loud, I don't care if someone's going to pray because they completely disagree with what I do, or I don't care. And I really felt like that was just such a profound moment. I felt really she was going from restriction to expansion, and really seeing how she was dimming her light, dimming herself, dimming her uniqueness, and just really expanding and allowing that to show up and to be really fully seen. It was truly beautiful. And, where in your life do you have fears of other people? And I think that's just a great example on, in that moment where you're catching yourself of, well, I fear that if I wear this pretty dress out, that they're going to be like, she's just, too high and mighty and too, too, what is it, like too confident in herself. And so it's like in that moment, let's switch it to I don't care if they think that. Like I feel good when I wear this. My light is beaming and I'm joyful and happy and feeling free. Why can't we do that dress? So, the next time you are saying to yourself, oh, I'm fearing about this, ask yourself, like, or say to yourself, I don't care if they think that. I'm doing it anyhow. And another example or story is that when I was married to my ex-husband, um, every time we would go out, I would start having a conversation and he would immediately cut it off. And then he would go and kind of say something negative about me, which was really painful. And I have since learned that that was him dimming my light. And so I have to look at that as, was that him doing that? Or was that just that I had a cap of my light at that time? As much as I could blame him, I could also take responsibility on I had fears of being seen, and I had fears of, well, if I'm unique, are they gonna be critical, or are they going to be this or that? So as much as it was so easy to blame him, what if that was my kind of dimming myself in that moment? Because so oftentimes the things that are happening to us outside of us, sometimes it is a barrier or a level where we're too scared to go over ourselves. Um, and I also feel that like not blaming him kind of puts it in a, I kind of believe that we all have to take responsibility for our part. So I could blame him for that, but also, where was my part? And luckily, and sadly, since that marriage has been over, I've really allowed myself to be more authentic, to really allow that light shine. I kind of I don't say no to my desires, no matter how big, no matter how scary, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. I've been traveling more, which has been really just, I feel like so life changing. And I like the first person said how it was just, really life changing, and really helps you step into that identity and learn more about you. So, the more we say yes to our desires, the more we say no, less, or the more we say no to them, the more we're able to really let that light shine And I think it's time that we really just start, living life. I mean, obviously, if you have friends, family, still focus on them. But I think also for us to be focused on ourselves and to learn about ourselves and to really, I don't care what's happening. I don't care if that person's going to judge me. I'm doing it anyways. Valentine's Day is such a great time of well, I want to buy myself, but I shouldn't. Maybe people will judge me. And yesterday I put up a post on I bought myself flowers. Like I'm like I don't what feels right for me, not what is wrong for other people. What is right for me? So let's start rumbling with the fact of I don't care if someone might judge me or this is not the norm. And let's start really doing things that bring us excitement and bring us love, peace, confidence within ourselves. I too do courses. I have a few courses online and I have two freebies. So I used to own a psychic medium business locally. So I do have a 7 signs your deceased loved ones are trying to communicate with you. And then also a shine, your dream life is waiting for you. Because when you shine, you have to let go of the judgments. You have to step into your worthiness, get clear. So there's that freebie as well. And then you can either go to my Facebook page, which is Kitsy Higgins, or go to my website, beginmydreamlife.com. And thank you again, Riel, for having this. I love the roundtable discussion.
Thank you. Wow, wow, kids. Oh my goodness. Just stop dimming yourself. Stop dimming yourself. You know what? You are the light. You are the light. Don't allow others to dictate how you view yourself. Just do it anyways. Whatsoever that makes sense to you, just do it anyways. And you don't owe anyone an apology and explanation on what you are doing. Just do it. Wow, what a profound message. And all of these messages really, they just connect with one another. They just connect together. And in that way, we're all going to rise to greater heights. What a profound message. Thank you so much, Kitsy. And I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, sharing your nuggets on how we can actually stop dimming ourselves because we are worth it. I was hoping that you're gonna share on worthiness, but because in the interest of time, whosoever is interested in learning more about how can worthiness define you as a person, go out there and reach out to Kitsy. Thank you so much, Kitsy, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you.
Thank you.
So to our audience online, if you happen to have any questions for Jessica, if you happen to have any questions for Valerie or Kitsy, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box and we're gonna come back and respond to all of your questions. So feel free to do that and just post the questions and whatsoever you just wanna share with us, we're gonna be able to attend it at the end of the podcast. So it's not gonna be a show without me. And let me see, oh my goodness, our audience online, they're just giving us all the love. And I've tried to take all of our speakers to the live streaming on Facebook. Wow. Our audience online, really, they've been inspired, they've been motivated. So feel free, our audience online, to share your questions with us. Ask any questions. There is no silly question that you can ask. Feel free to ask any question or any clarity that you just need from our speakers today. They're going to be able to attend at the end of the podcast. So it's not going to be a show without me showing up and showing off. So I'm going to be the next and final speaker. But before I speak, what I'm going to do, let me see, let me get my bio. I'm going to share my bio with you, and then I will come back and speak. So please do.
I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights. Because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainability.
I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial N. Kunene.
Oh, wow, wow, what a day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. Really pouring your hearts onto this platform. Is it even clicking? Today, technology is not on our end. I can see the comments on Facebook that there were some glitches on Facebook, but you know what? You're gonna catch the replay on YouTube, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Thank you so much, amazing speakers, for sharing just your thought-provoking insights on how to actually rise to greater heights. I know Jessica, she shared everything from living free from fear, being able to walk in freedom as an individual. And what does that mean to you? She was able to live, she's still able to live through that. And yes, you can live free from any bondage out there. And then Valerie on the other side, she was like, it's high time as women in midlife, 40s, 50s, to reinvention, midlife reinvention without starting over. Yes, you can reclaim your confidence without starting all over again, and you can create a new chapter with intention, not fear. And then Kitsi on the other side, she shared everything on how you can actually stop dimming yourself. Don't allow individuals to dictate how you're going to view yourself, what you're supposed to be doing at what time, but just do it anyways. And today I'm going to share on the message that you'll have to know your worth, you'll have to sharpen your mind, and you'll have to lead with courage. So I am a Forever student, so I hope you are a Forever student too, if you can just write all the notes down. But let me start with a simple but a powerful question. How many opportunities have we quietly walked away from as individuals? Not because we were not capable, but because we didn't believe in ourselves. We didn't believe we had the right to ask for more. Yes, you can ask for more pay, more responsibility, more respect, more space at the table. Countless times, right? We've walked away from such opportunities. So today I just want to talk to you about three forces that can actually change your life. And these forces are confidence to negotiate, the power of education, and courageous leadership. Because when these three come together, something extraordinary happens. You stop waiting to be chosen, but you start choosing yourself. But you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top, kings and queens. You need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So you'll have to know your worth. You'll have to sharpen your mind, and you'll have to lead with courage, because you should have confidence to negotiate. It means that you are owning your worth. Negotiation isn't just about money. It's about the value that you offer out there. Every time you negotiate, you are just saying, I know what I bring in the table. I know what I contribute, and I'm not afraid to speak for myself. But here's the truth. Many of us were never told how to negotiate. We were only told to be grateful. You were told to be quiet. We were told not to ask too much. And especially us as women, people of color like myself, maybe newcomers and first generation professionals, negotiation can feel so uncomfortable, even risky. But confidence doesn't mean you are fearless. Confidence, it means that you speak even if your voice is shaking. You continue to speak. Do you know that confidence grows when you do your own research as an individual? You understand your values. You prepare your own case. And remember that negotiation is not confrontation, but negotiation is conversation. Every time you negotiate, even imperfectly, you are practicing self-respect. And remember this, that if you don't advocate for yourself, you are teaching the world that, you know what, we can offer whatsoever we can offer you. You are teaching the world how little to offer you. So if you are that entrepreneur, maybe who dream of reshaping the world through your business, and you envision several extra commas in your bank account, yet you find yourself like blocked in your journey to success, I just want to tell you that I am the answer. Hi, by the way, I'm Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm not for the timid, but I am the rocket fuel that your business needs to blast past barriers and rise to greater heights. So as your business strategist and optimizer, what I do is that I empower motivated professionals to discover their full potential and shift them into growth overdrive. So from owning 2 diverse companies to having experience as a CEO and guiding Fortune 500 companies to helping multi-million-dollar enterprises, I believe that I have a distinctive talent for empowering high-achieving coaches, elite startups, and business leaders to become dominant forces in their industries, because I believe that the sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So we are all forced to rise to greater heights. So be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, kings and queens. Be the one. You are the only driver here. You'll have to know your worth, and you'll have to sharpen your mind and lead with courage. courage. So now let's talk about education. I know education is the tool that multiplies confidence. Education is not just about the degrees that you have or maybe the certificates that you have. Education is about curiosity. It's about growth and lifelong learning. So education, it sharpens your thinking. It strengthens your voice, and education gives you language for what you already feel inside. So when you educate yourself, you negotiate with facts, not fear. And when you educate yourself, you also lead with insight, not insecurity. And you stop doubting your seat at the table because you've earned it. But education isn't like passive. It demands a discipline. It demands humility. And sometimes it demands starting again. So never be ashamed of learning at any age in life, at any stage in life, or any season of your life, because education doesn't just open doors, but it teaches you how to walk through them with confidence. So it's a wake-up call, kings and queens. It's a wake-up call to know your worth. It's a wake-up call to sharpen your mind. It's a wake-up call to lead with courage. Walk as a leader, not as a follower, because leadership is influence with integrity. So leadership is not a title that you hold. Leadership is not a position, but leadership is impact. So you lead when you speak up, when it's easier to stay silent. You also lead when you lift others as you rise, or when you make decisions aligned with your values, even when no one is watching you, but you're still going to make those decisions, because true leaders, they don't wait for permission. They see a need and they step forward. Leadership, it requires courage to negotiate when the outcome is uncertain, courage to keep learning when it's very uncomfortable, and courage to stand firm when others doubt you. And the most powerful leaders, they lead from confidence, not with ego, because they know who they are. They know what they stand for. And they also know that leadership is service, not status. So one thing that you'll have to understand is that you can't give from an empty cup. So it's high time you fill up your cup first. Fill up your cup first from all these amazing messages that have been shared on this platform. Fill up your cup first, and then from the overflow, you're going to be able to share with the world around you. From the overflow, you will definitely know your worth. You will sharpen your mind, and you're going to lead with courage. So when confidence, education, and leadership align, something shifts. You stop asking, am I good enough? And you start asking, how can I make an impact out there? You stop shrinking. You stop apologizing for your ambition. And you stop underestimating your voice. But instead, you show up prepared. You speak with clarity. You negotiate with confidence. And you lead with purpose. So today, I just want to challenge you to do three things. The first step that you'll have to do, you'll have to go out there and negotiate for something you've been avoiding. If you've been avoiding to negotiate for that salary that you deserve, go ahead and negotiate for that salary. If you've been delaying to negotiate for that role that you deserve, go ahead and negotiate for it. Negotiate for a boundary that you need in your life, or even your time. Negotiate about your time. Yes, you're allowed to negotiate about your time. And a point number two, you'll have to commit to learning one new thing, just one new thing that will strengthen your confidence and expand your leadership. Go out there and commit to that learning. Learn just one thing that will strengthen your confidence as you show up to the world. And then you also have to lead where you are. I know we always make a mistake about this, that I'm going to be a leader by the time I become the CEO in this business. No, just lead where you are, not where you hope to be one day, because leadership doesn't begin when someone hands you that title. It begins the moment you decide that my voice matters. So know that you are more capable than you can think. You are more prepared than you can feel inside. And you are more powerful than you've been told to believe. So go out there and stand tall. Yes, stand tall as a queen, as a king, stand tall, speak clearly, and know your worth, and begin to lead with courage. Because as flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist the person who's sitting next to you. Because if you don't put on that oxygen mask first, definitely when that flight goes down, you will definitely go down. So it's high time you put on that oxygen mask first to yourself, before you assist the person who's sitting next to you. Because if you don't, definitely you will go down, because the reality is your journey to be a better person, it doesn't start with the person sitting next to you. It doesn't start with your clients. It doesn't start with your neighbor, your spouse, but your journey to become a better person, it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So don't ever, ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find your way out right now, that I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. You know, I am a firm believer of affirmations. We're going to affirm this together. If you're listening and watching under my voice today, let's affirm this together. We're going to affirm this together by placing our left hand on our chest and raising our right hand as if we're taking an oath. Let's do it together and affirm this together, that I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Can you say it one more time as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? Say, I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. You know what? Just give yourself a round of applause, because yes, you can have the drive within you to become what you really want to be in life. You can have the drive within you to get where you want to be in the next 6 months, the next 3 months, because the drive is just inside of you. It's not from the outside. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, but Nompumelelo, really, Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success, because my name has a meaning. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe let me say in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on a professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired actions to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. I so wish that you can just tell yourself right now that it's high time I go out there and be the change and make a difference to those who look at you as an inspiration. But in order for you to go out there and be the change, make a difference within yourself, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. And it's so funny though, because even with elephants, what they do when they see a lion is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that that's the lion mindset that will help us not to dim the light within ourselves. That's the lion mindset that will help us to walk in freedom. That's the lion mindset that will help us to gain more confidence. It doesn't matter if you're 40 years old or 50 years old. Yes, you can still reclaim that confidence. You know, it's so funny. When I was in the 8th grade, I'm going to cut the story short here. When I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me. And it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes, since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some they've stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that God has a better plan for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you live today. With God, I believe that we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow His strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, it stirred something within me. And that was when I decided to follow my dreams, which gave me a purpose to see my goals through and understand that I do have everything around me to reach to my full potential. So this year, I'm also determined to rise to greater heights with as many motivated individuals who are maybe ready to start, grow, and scale their businesses within 90 days. Yes, it's possible to get started with that business. Perhaps you want to get started with your book, or maybe you started writing your book and then you were like, you know what? I don't have time for this. You decided to put the manuscript aside. I am here to encourage you that yes, you can still write that #1 bestseller book, and that book is going to continue to sell because you've decided to put your mind in that. So I offer a free, no obligation 30 minutes friendly Zoom consultation call, which will kind of allow me to find out more about the issues that you're experiencing, and also to see if you're a perfect fit for any of my programs, because really, I don't work with everyone, but I work with someone who's really going to benefit from my program. So if you're interested in becoming a public speaker, an author, a coach, or maybe that entrepreneur who just want to multiply your income by doing what you truly love, what you're passionate about, and making a real impact out there. So go out there on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free consultation call with me, because I just want to empower you to become a highly effective and an inspiring leader with a personalized, measurable, but a scalable program. So go on my website. And yes, everything that I do in business, it comes with a guarantee. For whatsoever reason it doesn't work for you, 100% money back guaranteed. How cool is that? Because my ultimate, you feel extremely confident about your purpose. We'll take it one step at a time, and you are definitely going to transform. So if you give me your why, I'll show you the how. So how cool is that? Go out there, kings and queens, and book that free consultation call with me, because you know what? Growing up, I didn't have much in life because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my message. I'm still impacting many lives out there. And I know that I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel Nkunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. So at this moment, feel free to share with the audience how they can reach out to you, share your final thoughts on your topic, as well as your freebie that you have. So Jessica, the stage is yours, Queen.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I will share it for the show notes, but my email, very appropriately for this forum, is Queen Lee. So the LEE, 11522 @gmail. And you can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Jessica Mullins. And I do regular posting on TikTok, for which are all freebies, as long as that's going to be functioning. We'll see about that. But there's plenty of content up there already for mindset shifting, for better living, and really being able to move from a place of living in fear to moving in a place of fullness And that would be Jessica L. Mullen, or Jessica Cross Culture Queen would be the TikTok. But that'll all be in the show notes. Yeah, and I think it's really remarkable how a lot of the things, the messages that even those of us on the platform today are sharing with the audience. It's really exciting to see, for me, building my business as well, of individual coaching and ministry and company trainings, even in leadership, things that would be considered, maybe in a church setting or not a church setting, but also seeing that there's so many other people in the world who are really pursuing a desire to live whole and free is really exciting. So I've really enjoyed getting to hear from the others here today, and look forward to connecting with any of the audience members. Truly, the journey together and growing is something that's really remarkable. So look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much, Dr. Rial.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Jessica. I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you. You can go ahead, Valerie, and please share with the audience.
Well, I just want to thank you again for having me on your show. And to reach me, probably the best way might be at my website, doitscaredcoaching.com. I also, I'm kind of more on Facebook. That's more the demographic for my age, but it's under my name, Valerie Maxim, or if the code is Val Maxim, but that again will be in the show notes. And I'm just here to encourage, to help. I try to put that out there, through all my social media sites. And, if you're midlife and you feel like that, life is just what it is and you're just stuck. And, I just want to encourage you that you can always, go to that next level. You don't have to stay, stuck. You don't have to stay there, because I believe the rest of our years will be the best of our years. So the rest of your years of your life, may they be the best years of your life. And I look forward to connecting with you.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow. Wow. Women, go out there and reach out to Valerie. Thank you so much, Valerie, for sharing with the audience. I was trying to write your your website down. What did you say your website was?
So it's doitscaredcoaching.com.
Okay. Go out there and reach out to Valerie. Check her website, doitscaredcoaching.com, and definitely reach out to her. And Jessica, she shared her email is Queen Lee with LEE 11522 @gmail.com. Go out there and reach out to Jessica. Go out there and reach out to Valerie. You can go ahead, Kitsy, and please share with the audience.
Yeah. So the way to reach me is on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Kitsy Higgins, and then and TikTok. And then website is beginmydreamlife.com. The final words about dimming your light, and as Rial said too, is about the worthiness, is to remind yourself that you are worthy of peace, of joy, of freedom. And that, I think that when we are able to really show off our light, we have to get to a place of loving ourselves, accepting, and then really knowing our worth and value. So let this be the time of getting to go within, reconnecting with yourself. And the more you are authentic, the more you will realize your worthiness, and the more that light will just pronounce and then expand. And then people will be, as they say, that when you are authentic and you are light, you give other people acceptance for them to do the same. I love Paris. I love like houses, and I love Paris. I've realized to myself that the Eiffel Tower is like a bougie lighthouse. And I mean, it's so gorgeous and so big and so gorgeous. It's just, to me, a chef's kiss. But so if you're doing this work, really step into your worth and your light, and allow those people to see that, so that again that they can accept themselves, and also share your light, and or start allowing themselves to be their own lighthouse too. So thank you again, Rial. Oh, you're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, that's the mistake I always do. I keep on talking. I'm saying thank you so much, kids. I believe that our audience really will definitely reach out to you. You need, as individuals, we need accountability partners who will help us that, you know what, you are the light, so don't dim yourself. Don't dim yourself. So I believe that our audience will definitely reach out to you because they need that accountability partner. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to all our amazing speakers. Really, for you to spend 90 minutes with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. We don't take it for granted because I know that you are all busy beings. And for you to spend these 90 minutes with us, we are so humbled. We are so honored. And for your messages, I'll go back and watch the replay because wow, what a message of the day. So thank you so much, amazing speakers. Thank you for being with us. And to our audience online, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. I believe that from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Sia. Bonga.
That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rial.
Yes,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much. It's great.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. May I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody set the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as